Hey, folks. I just want to intro this. We're not ready to start the show yet, but we're going to start the show now with this video. Um, just in tribute to my good buddy Guy Kingsbury. This is him doing the vocals. I'm playing the bass, obviously, and throwing my hair around a lot. Um, our buddy John on guitar, but Joe Kingsbury will be joining me this week on Thursday, I believe, for a show. And we're going to be discussing some music that Guy kind of turned us on to or got us into, right? So he is as his son and me as his good buddy. So here we go. Little War Pigs for you. And then we'll get into the show. Talk to you soon.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches and like masters. Minds of blood destruction, crossroads of death destruction. Millions of bodies burning, every war machine keeps turning. Hatred to mankind, poisoning and brainwashing minds. Oh, no. as the world stops turning. Ashes are where the body's burning. Lord takes down the power, and the God has struck the hour. Judgment God is calling. On the knees the world is crying. Justice for the dead. Satan lightning spreads his wings. Oh yeah.
About all of that. Woohoo, mama. I tell you, that was a hell of an A. That was a big long show. Blake, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate that throwdown too. Yeah, that was a crazy day. That's my buddy Guy, his son on drums, and Guy passed. It'll be 2 years ago. Well, this coming December, it'll be 2 years. So, I was at a benefit that we were doing for him for some medical bills and things that he was dealing with. So that was back in 2018. So that was a pretty cool year for me as far as music playing is concerned. I am no Geezer Butler. That was my one of my favorite stories about that song. Playing that song and playing it alongside of Guy is we played that many times. I still play it in my band with Edge of Blue. But the funniest thing was showing up at a gig, and Joe, his son, was there and he sat in on drums and I sat in on bass. Well, Guy had co-written a tune. He had there's a gentleman that he knew who had written some music, and so Guy had laid down some lyrics to made a song called Nightlife, which Guy was into that kind of cool imagery, you know, kind of the Dio-ish kind of thing. He was kind of into that too. So Nightlife, it was spelled with a K, right? Nightlife. So he had recorded this song, and then he got me a copy of it, and we'd played it a couple of times. And so at this gig that they were playing, this is another gig, long distance from this one, and and we played Nightlife, killed it. I was all over it like that, you know, throwing the hair around, doing all the things. And the Guy looks back at Joe, and I can hear it across the way. He says, "Do you want to do Pigs?" And I'm like, I don't know that song. I mean, I know the song, but I didn't know how to play it. So, according to probably a lot of other people, I still don't know how to play it. But anyway, he looked at me, he goes, "Do War Pigs?" I'm like, I don't know how to play War Pigs. He goes, "You played it at my house." I said, I did not. I said, "You played it, and I figured out a few of the notes." Mainly the that was what I had figured out. And that was it. I had no clue about the rest of the song. And he looked at me and gave me this classic look. And he says, "You'll be fine." Oh, you'll be fine. Yeah, sure. All right. Hey guys, this is great to be here with you and doing this show. Tonight we've got just a little bit of news. Something I saw on Facebook this morning dealing with Avenged Sevenfold. Now, their singer is having issues. So I'm trying to figure out, let's see here. I also do have it. I have this pulled up over here, so it should tell us. Then also, I'm going to go through this. The playlist thing today is going to be 25 heavy metal tunes from Loudwire. I'm working on a brand new playlist that I just thought of today, but I didn't have time to do it. Guys, I've been dealing with this toothache the last 36 hours. And yeah. So Avenged Sevenfold were set to launch their late 2025 wait a minute. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. So hold on a second. Wait a minute. Okay. So this has been happening a lot. Okay, so I am late to the table with this one, but a lot of bands have been having to do that. Let's alter this a skosh. So I hope that things have gotten better. I'm eager to look that up and find out now. Diagnosis a specific condition called a vocal fold hematoma is what he was dealing with back last year. So it's rough that they had to cut that short. I know South American tours can be huge for people. Lots of other ones that have had to do that too. Scorpions had to do it. So it's just kind of wild. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know what everybody's reason is behind it, but let me see if I can find out something here. But I remember the one, I mean, there's a bunch I think about when I think about South American tours. South American tour, May 2026. They just finished up. ELP, welcome back, my friends. What was that? Carl Palmer's ELP Legacy Live. That's what it was. Rare Footage returns Keith and Greg to the concert stage, performing alongside Carl Palmer's ELP Legacy Live. Wow. They played Argentina, Peru, and Brazil, and yeah. 21st through the 30th. So they just wrapped that up. Important announcements. These 2026. Due to the ongoing troubles in Mexico, which is now also affecting Colombia, means our promoter has no choice but to reschedule the Tank South American tour until September and October. So there you go. Band called Tank. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, Slayer has announced a fall 2026 Latin American tour celebrating the 40th anniversary of its landmark 1986 album Rain and Blood. Never was a big Slayer fan. Never. It didn't have the groove. I kind of like groove. And it's kind of like this list I'm going to read to you, this playlist deal that I'm going to talk to you about here as well. Let's see if this is okay, let's see what these dates are. Glenn Hughes, this one is talking about South American dates that they did last year. Yeah, last year in November. So so some are happening, some are not. But the one I always think of is Kiss. So South America was very good to Kiss when they were not doing well. Although I think they came back and did a stupendous job on their last Casablanca album, right? Last Casablanca, Pictures of the Night. I love that record, and it's fantastic. And evidently, things weren't selling here, but then they went to South America and did a great tour there. I mean, that kind of thing can really uplift a band. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep this thing at bay until I can get to the dentist. It's kind of driving me nuts. I don't know. Normally, this has happened to me before, and all of a sudden, I think it was because I was a little dehydrated and things like that. And then all of a sudden, boop, gone. No more pain. It was like, oh, this is killing me. Next day, it's like, no problem. I'm like, what? It's just not happening this way, that way this time. So I'm going to probably have to have somebody take a look at it. Casey, what is up? Dude, just drop in and say hi because I saw you were live. I are live, and I really appreciate you doing that, my brother. And I appreciate you giving me a shout out today on the show when I chimed in on yours. I am a what? A Gwiat guy? Oh, you're a guitar guy. I can't play. I don't know jack about cars. So guitars is my thing. Yeah. I don't know much about cars either. I don't know. It just, these things, though, they have to start coming. We have to really start learning this stuff because somebody does. I mean, the youth. So, yeah. I had a chance to talk with who's going to be my guest also. I have two guests on Thursday and two different shows on Thursday. So early on, I'll be chatting with my buddy Joe. We're going to be talking about some music that his father, my friend, Guy, got us either into totally or deepened our understanding of. So it's going to be cool. It won't be. We'll do multiples of these, and we'll move into something else too, probably because Joe and I. Joe's an amazing personality. He's one of Lewis's best drummers and vocalists, and he's super cool, dude. Super cool, lots of fun, And he sent me a great video the other day that I'll have to ask him if I can share that on the show. Phil, what's shaking, buddy? How are you? Thanks for showing up. Thanks for chiming in. Everything's up, buddy. Hey, how was the you saw Richard Marx, right? And you saw Gary Hoey, right? I wish I could have seen the Graham Parker show. I heard there were some seats left, and I really wish I would have been there. I'm still going to try to have him on the show. My big one right now that I want to get on the show, though, is still Billy Idol. Still going to be shooting for that. Yeah. So yeah, Phil, tell me what you thought of that. I saw Zebra. Did you go and see Zebra? I don't think you were there the night I was there. If you did, you were there probably. If you went on Saturday because I didn't see you on Friday. And I'm certain I would have seen you there. So, it was a great show. Gary Hoey, great show, right? Is that what you're talking about, right? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming. So yeah, let me take a look here real quick. There was also shucks, where was that? I had a story pulled up. Where is it? Here it is. This is on mental floss. Fly. I'm telling you, this tooth is screwing me up. Just five. Maybe we're talking live about them. So it's five classic. That's what the problem was. 5 classic rock songs with surprisingly dark meanings. Are you ready for this one? These songs address stalkers, nuclear war, and heartbreak under the cover of upbeat rock and roll. Now, remember, I've talked about it before, where David Lee Roth had mentioned that he would write sad lyrics to upbeat tunes. Now, this is an article written by Jane Alexander from May 29th. It starts off with a photo of Deborah Harry. I know that we can't see this on here, but I'm going to just describe it to you. This says the music and lyrics of songs sometimes mirror each other. For example, a slow-paced ballad telling the story of love, lost love, or an up-tempo dance number which celebrates going out and enjoying your freedom. However, on other occasions, the song's music may belie its more serious lyrics. A track which might seem happy and positive. Jamie's crying. If one were to follow the notes only, can easily have a darker meaning, which listeners might miss during a first hearing. Here is a chronological look at 5 classic rock songs with that address unexpectedly dark topics. Let's see if we can continue. Oh, let's go back. Oh, wow. Here we go. Number 1 is Big Yellow Taxi. Number 2 is Blondie, One Way or Another. I think I know what that's about. The Clash, Train in Vain. U2, New Year's Day. I think we all know what that is. And Nana's 99 Luftballons. Let's take a look here at Joni Mitchell. The opening chords of Joni Mitchell's 1970 single, Big Yellow Taxi, might give the impression that what we are about to hear is a cheerful acoustic folk rock song, but everybody I know has a big but. Despite the tone of the music, the words tell a different story. The song was inspired by a visit to Hawaii, during which Mitchell looked out of her hotel window in the hope of seeing a beautiful view, and was instead met by the sight of a car park, which led to her reflections on the importance of environmentalism and the dangers faced by the natural world. Some of the darkness of the song lies in its accurate warnings about the dangers that lay ahead, some of which have come to pass in the decades since the song's release. In one line, Mitchell writes of the threats facing the forest of the world. They took all the trees and put them up and put him in a tree museum. Interesting. Okay, so here, let's see. Let's see if this Blondie one, I see if I have it right. Because it's depicted in a painting. One Way or Another, 1978. Blondie's classic 1978 album Parallel Lines features several of their greatest songs. One of the tracks in question also reveals a dark side of fame that their lead singer, Debbie Harry, experienced. She had been stalked by a man. It is. You ready? Are you ready? Did you know this? She'd been stalked by a man in New Jersey, which ultimately led her to move to New York in order to escape him. This troubling time would eventually lead her to write this song about a person determined to track down their target no matter what. And it became a way for her to move on from what had happened. As Harry later told Entertainment Weekly, I tried to inject a little bit of levity into it to make it more lighthearted. I think in a way that's a normal kind of survival mechanism, just shake it off, say one way or another, and get on with your life. It's my understanding, now this didn't get into that, but it's my understanding that she had a run-in with Ted Bundy. The gentleman who did the original album cover for Appetite for Destruction, Robert, forgot his last name now. He also did the cover, a couple of covers for Scatterbrain, but their biggest album was Here Comes Trouble, and he did that one. But depicted her getting out of a car because she was in the car with Ted Bundy. That's what I thought they were going to talk about. All right, so The Clash, Train in Vain. Love this song. It's one of my favorite songs. Train in Vain is the last track on The Clash's seminal 1979 album, London Calling. Famously, it was added to the album at the last minute. In addition, so hasty that materials about the song were not included on the album's liner notes. It was kind of wild. It's just like, well, here's this favorite track of mine on here, and it didn't have any info. But what is also remarkable about the song is the contrast between its upbeat, jaunty music and the heartbroken nature of the lyrics themselves. Train in Vain actually tells the story of guitarist Mick Jones' breakup with the musician Viv Albertine and Jones's heartbreak at the split. I mean, I get that it's upbeat, but everybody kind of knew that, right? You stand by your man. Yeah. So that's not a surprise. But I kind of like Jamie crying, though. Upbeat and sad lyrics. U2's New Year's Day. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, right? Solidarity movement and his imprisonment at the hands of the communist regime in Poland, which ruled the country under martial law. So yeah, I mean, that was inspired by, I don't know how to say this, Lech Walesa, the leader of the Polish Solidarity movement. So there you go. He was not allowed to see his wife, Danuta, while he was in jail, which had moved Bono, who at the time was newly married to his wife. The song, therefore, became a reflection on how wider political events interact with the most personal of relationships. Nina 99, Red Balloons, Luftballons. The German rock band name whose work had been seen as part of the new Dutch well genre, released one of their most successful songs in '83 under the initial title of 99 Luftballons. Following the success of the original, an English language version was released the following year with the title 99 Red Balloons, and with the band performing a translated version of the original lyrics. Despite its up-tempo music, the lyrics actually tell the story of a horrifying collapse into violence due to misunderstanding concerning the objects of the title, which are mistaken for UFOs and trigger military escalation that leads to nuclear war. There you go. Hmm. Here's five hit songs that actually sound sad, but we're actually happy. I'll just tell you what they are. The Cure is in there. Love Song by The Cure, Perfect Day by Lou Reed, Invisible String, Taylor Swift, Fade Into You, Maisie Starr, and We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus. Yeah, I won't be going into that. I'm not really interested in all of that. You know, I do love pop music though. I do. Um, the only sugar. Where did I get? Oh man, oh man. Let me see if I can find it. Crap. Oh man, I just closed it and I forgot there was a top 25. That was going to be our playlist. Let me see if I can do a quick search. 25. Just heavy metal songs of the last 25 years. I'm going to put in Loudwire. Monkey butt. Okay, here we go. A lot of these are not my style. Yeah, let me see if I can go to Loudwire. Here we go. All right. So a lot of these are not big favorites of mine. But that's okay. This is called the 25 best metal songs of the last 25 years. So if you're really into the heavy stuff, then this is good for you. Let's see here. Well, hey, what's going on? All right. So how do I read this? Brother Joe, Viking Stew. I've seen you before, and music is only a part of your life's station. Yeah. Now, my wife would tell you that music is my first love, which I always have to tell her. That's not right. Got to get on Hammer Away with Thor soon. Again, it's been a while. It has. Talk about whatever. Dawkins' first 4 albums or more. Sure. Def Leppard, which I would love to do. We'll talk about off air. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah. You can come on here. We'll talk about those. Blake knows some stuff. He's young. He's a young dude. But he knows a lot. He knows his stuff. Everybody needs a good theme song to tell your story. Yeah, amen to that. Church, I was just singing along to something tonight. Like I say, I'm singing better than I ever have in my life. Techniques have come along, and it could be my mom and and my buddy Guy smiling down on me or something, whatever it is. But you just turned 25. Oh, look at that. What a puppy. You're just a puppy. Woof. But I was singing along to Eye of the Tiger tonight. Not bad. I still have to work on it, though, because there's a certain thing that happens right there during the chorus where you have to... and there's a little alteration there. Phil does lead vocal work. He knows what I'm talking about. I still have yet to see Phil live, though. So hopefully one day. Okay. So let's get into this list, shall we? Now, remember, a lot of these are not things that I normally would listen to. But I'm going to give them a shot. Some of them, though, I do know that they aren't. I know that they aren't. They are definitely not the kind of vocals that I like. This kind of thing. All right. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna put these up on the screen too. The albums. if I can easily find them here. You got to look at little thumbnails. It's not easy. All right. So speaking of Avenged Sevenfold, they say Nightmare from 2010. That is off the Nightmare album. So the title track, they love that one. Next, if you can believe it, it is Baby Metal. Gimme Chocolate is what they say. Gimme Chocolate. And that's from 2015. Then you have, up next, you have, if I can find the cover. Where's the cover? Please, the cover. There it is. The Black Dahlia Murder. And the track they like off of Nocturnal is What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse. That's from 2007. Let me see. What's next? What is next? We're talking about starts with a B. Anybody? A B, a B, a B, B, B. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Bullet for My Valentine from the album The Poison. They're talking about Tears Don't Fall from 2006. So Tears Don't Fall is a banger seeped in regret over a doomed relationship. So there you go. Sounds like a love song. All right, what next? Next we have la 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 la. It's this one. So that's Bring Me the Horizon. I haven't even heard of some of these bands because, again, not certain what kind of metal this is, what kind of vocals, these kind of things do it. So let's see. The song is Shadow Moses from 2013 from the album Sempiternal. And Shadow Moses was released on January 2013, serving as the introductory track kicking off this shift. The song takes a dreary dystopian view, is filled with crushing riffs, and Oldie Sykes screaming throughout. Well, there you go. That's probably why I haven't heard it. So, yeah. So what's next? And for all of you who love this stuff, I'm glad you do. And I wonder if you agree. This is kind of like, here, let's come back. Hold on. So this is kind of like when I'd watch That Metal Show. And Jim Florentine, he, let's see, why can't I think of the other gentleman? They liked a lot of the heavier stuff, right? Whereas Eddie Trunk was more, Don Jameson. They liked the heavy stuff. And whereas Trunk just kind of liked the regular, more melodic kind of metal. And that's where I am too. So that's kind of where that stands. So anyway, what's next on the list? Shall we find out? Oh, there you go. All right, here's a band. I've never really been into them, but huge band, Children of Bodom. So yeah, from the album Hate Crew Death Roll, they had Needled 24/7 from 2003. Doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like a healthy life. Needled 24/7. Okay, now next on the list, I don't know if these are in an order really, but this is what they've got up next, and not one of my favorite bands because I'm just kind of like, okay, just slow it down, guys. The extra kick thing drives me bananas. Thanks to the Guitar Hero 3 Power Metal finally became a stateside sensation. The game's inclusion of the dizzyingly fast Through the Fire and Flames was notoriously difficult to master, even on a plastic guitar-shaped controller with 5 buttons. I do remember seeing those guys at the NAMM show doing some playing and stuff, so that was cool. I can dig the music to a certain extent. It goes too, the drum thing is just too fast. And it's just, blech. It's just too much. So next we got, here we go. Another band that I've got some friends that are into this, Gojira, from Mars to Sirius, has the song Flying Whales. from 2005. Lifted from the French group's most beloved record, Flying Whales, is a contender for Gojira's best song. Its eco-friendly message is immediately internalized by the mellow prelude, comprised of mournful guitar riffs, drumming, and whale cries. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. So what do we have next? Finally, somebody that I really know. It's Iron Maiden. From the album Brave New World, they said Wicker Man belongs on this list from 2000. Welcome back, boys. Rejoined by singer Bruce Dickinson and guitarist Adrian Smith, Iron Maiden forged ahead as a six-piece, roaring back with the now classic The Wicker Man. So there you go. It's a classic. So that's what that is. What do we have next? Another band I've never heard of. It's a band called Ginger. King of Everything is the album, and the song from it is Pisces from 2016. So a lot of these, again, Ginger's only LP with drummer Dimitri Kim. King of Everything is often ranked as their finest achievement, and the incredibly varied and effective Pisces is obviously a major reason why. Kind of crazy. Here's a band for you. I do like some of their stuff. This band is called, whoopsie, Killswitch Engage. Killswitch Engage. This is from this is the title track they called out. The End of Heartache from End of Heartache in 2004. 2004 was a good year for these guys. They seem to pick a lot of songs from 2004. For many, Killswitch Engage served as an entry point to metalcore, as the genre would soon become what's arguably the predominant style of the 2000s. It's not exactly hard to see why on End of Heartache, Howard Jones's vocals to this day are still unlike anyone else in metal. I'll take your word for it. I mean, I don't really have to. I think I saw them live. The next band we've got on the list is called Knocked Loose. I've never heard of this band. The album is called Laugh Tracks. Beyond the extremely memeable nature of Knocked Loose's Counting Worms, that's the track that they call out from 2016. The track signaled a great shift that was to come in heavy metal over the next few years, which was the rise of hardcore's dominance in the genre and a far greater comfortability in getting as heavy as possible. I wonder what Zakk Wylde would say about that. All right, here you go. You guys know these guys. I'm not a big fan. Never got into them, but Korn from the Untouchable album, they're saying Here to Stay belongs on the top 25 of the last 25 years. 2002. If there's one person who's incredibly talented at turning pain into badass songs, it's Jonathan Davis. The lyrics to Korn's Here to Stay can be interpreted in different ways, whether it's about internal self-conflict and agony or the despair people feel when there's a lot of chaos going on in the world around them. The video focuses more on the latter, highlighting how violent and destructive the world can be. Well, it's certainly getting screwy lately. Woof, mama. People doing some weird shit out there. Knock it off. Knock that shit off. It ain't your world. All right. Next, we've got another band I've never been into, Lamb of God. I know this sounds weird to sit here on my show and talk about a bunch of songs but there's a lot of people out there that dig this stuff. And I'll check them out because it's a good way to do that. And I may find out straight away in the first 10 seconds, 5 seconds that nope, not my style. But yeah, Lamb of God from the album Ashes of the Wake, Laid to Rest in 2004. See, 2004. Heavy metal desperately needed new blood at the beginning of the 2000s, and no band was better equipped to build on the genre's past than Lamb of God. Laid to Rest takes much of what was going on in the 90s with bands like Pantera and brings it forward with its logical next step. There you go. Now, here's another one that I'd never heard of. Here you go. Lorna Shore. This is a song called To the Hellfire from the album And I Return to Nothingness. I really love this cover. I don't know what the music's like, but I really dig the art. Lorna Shore have been at the forefront of deathcore renaissance. Well, probably pushes me right out, even legitimizing it in the eyes of most fervent detractors. Let's see. To the Hellfire is a perfect representation of Lorna Shore's vision, which also marked the debut of Will Ramos. Oh, there you go. Oh, cool. His spotlight hog squealing went viral. There you go. It's probably why I'm not in. Or just another reason why I'm not in. Here's a band I do like. And they were in Game of Thrones, Mastodon. From their album Leviathan, they're calling out Blood and Thunder, which was also from 2004. Blood and Thunder is undoubtedly one of the most kick-ass metal openers of the 21st century, and the band's characteristically hypnotic six-string riffs, frenetic syncopation, and gruff singing, courtesy of bassist Troy Sanders, in full effect. Pretty cool. There you go. And there you have it. All right, so what else do we have here? Here we go. Another band I only know by name, never got into them, is Meshuggah. And the song they're calling out is on Obzin, which is Bleed from 2008. Whatever you want to call this style or don't want to call it, Bleed and the rest of Obzin was released at the right time and place in metal's evolutionary saga. It's a nearly 7.5-minute endurance test for the band's members and the listener. All right. Oh, definitely one of my favorites right here. Definitely one of my favorites. We're talking about Nightwish's Once album, and the song is Nemo, which is a fantastic tune. Again, 2004. The lead single from Nightwish's breakthrough fifth studio album, which was also the last one with vocalist Tarja Turunen. Nemo is probably the most important song the Finnish symphonic metalers ever put out. Wow. It's inspired by the keyboardist-songwriter Tuomas Halopainen's feelings of not being sufficient enough, a feeling of being a terrible person and fucking up everything. So there you go. It's a combination of dejected piano work and forlorn singing alongside expressive heaviness. That's cool. Cool. It's a great record. I know that. Love it. Love it. All right, the next one, another band I do not know. It's a band called Power Trip. Their album Nightmare Logic from 2017 holds the song Executioner's Tax, Swing of the Axe. Executioner's Tax, Swing of the Axe is lean as could be, cleverly walking the line between fun and fatal with tight, choppy riffs and serrated throat shout-along vocal delivery from the late Riley Gale. There you go. All right. What's next? Here's another band. Don't know these guys. First time I ever heard of them, a band called Sleep Token. It's from their album Take Me Back to Eden, and the song is The Summoning. And this is from 2023. The Summoning is the second song on Sleep Token's 2023 album, and with its alluring fusion of chaos and catharsis, it's no wonder why it quickly became one of the enigmatic duo's most popular tracks. Let's see here. What else do we have? There you go. Another band I never got into, but of course I know them. I know of this band. Let's get to the artwork here. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. We're talking Slipknot. Slipknot. Duality is the album. I'm sorry. Duality is the song from 2004. Once again, from the album Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. Let's see. A rock fan can listen to Duality and not be scared off by it. It might even warm them up to other types of metal they may not have given a chance before. That's what makes a great song. It's not just the sound. How powerful is it? Is it loved universally or by a niche crowd? All right. What's next? Another band. Never heard of this band. Spirit Box. How about that? Eternal Blue is the name of the album from 2020, and the song is called Holy Roller, is what they picked. Spirit Box weren't quite a new band when Holy Roller made the rounds on metal radio stations and eventually went viral in 2020. But it was a lot of fans' first taste of the Canadian metalcore outfit. There you go. It's both blistering, ethereal, and catchy at the same time. All right. Well, isn't that like, okay, no, I won't say it. Yeah. So what's next? All right. System of a Down from the album Toxicity. Toxicity. Yeah, right. Toxicity. Right. Yeah. I'm throwing myself off. From the album that is a song called Chop Suey, and it's from 2001. System of a Down's music is difficult to put into words, and Chop Suey, perhaps their most well-known song, is no different. At first listen, it sounds like a complex track that balances explosive energy with calm moments, complemented by a nonsensical lyrics. There you go. There you have it. We're at the last two here. The next one is, of course, a band that I know, and I do like these guys. Tool. We're talking about the album Lateralis and a song called Schism from 2001. Schism may not be the first song that comes to mind when you think of metal, and it's certainly not the heaviest song on this list. Regardless, the complexity of the music and the unusual time signatures and the dark atmosphere it creates makes it a standout for sure. There you go. Love it. And finally is a band that I know of, but I've not listened to. It's called Trivium. The album is Ascendancy, and the song is Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Martyr, which is from 2005. Trivium's Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Martyr is a case study in what kinds of riffs and tones would help define the genre, namely solos that make it clear Heafy grew up a thrash kid, but knew how to incorporate the sing-scream dynamics that made the genre so appealing to many at the time. There you go. Pull Harder, Strings, Martyr is still a hell of a mosh call. Moshing. Never been a big fan of moshing, but, did I show you guys these the other day? Here's the marquee of the Wildie. I had it on the thumbnail the other night. And here I am out in the lobby. They did it in the lobby this time, as I was mentioning. I did show you this. I had to send this picture to Billy about his vinyl. Here's the bass player, Anything But Human, the bass player here. Some more shots of them on stage. And then Joel, their drummer, Joel Denny, was nice enough to throw a stick right to me. I gave him a hey, and he tossed it right to me. He had a real shredded one, though, that went to somebody in the couple of rows ahead. And there you go. And there's Pat. Talk to him about getting on the show. And here you go, some zebra shots. There you go. And there you go. And there you have it. There you go, Felix. A couple shots there of Randy. Again, I was so into the show, I didn't shoot a bunch of pictures. That's just the way it goes sometimes, right? That is the way it goes. All right, so let's move on. Let's get to our stuff here. Turn that down a little bit, and we're going to do that. So I went to Vintage Vinyl recently. Here's the fun part. I went and talked to a friend of mine there. I met him. Oh no, don't tell me it's doing that. I should have restarted my computer before I did this. So I called a friend of mine and I said, dude, I still got this CD. Let's get together, you know, and I handed him the CD and he goes, so what's with the CD? I borrowed it from him decades ago, I guess it's probably been now. And he didn't remember it was his. Over the years, I'd kept saying, let's get together, Mark. Let's get together and we'll do this. And I'll get you that disc. And so I finally gave it back to him. It was a 2-disc Entertainment Weekly thing full of 80s music. Like the 80s music. Like Men Without Hats, Pat Benatar, probably Love Is a Battlefield's on it. And all kinds of those real, you know, Come On Eileen, I think, is on it. And so anyway, I handed it to him and he's like, so what's with the CD? And I was like, it's yours. He's like, okay. He goes, I forgot, I guess. I'm like, yeah. So I'm hoping I didn't show these to you yet. They had 2 copies of this. I bought them again. They had 2 copies before and I bought them. It is 3 to the power of 3, 1988. This is Robert Barry, Carl Palmer, and Keith Emerson in 1988. They did put out, subsequently, they put out a live album from that tour. It's fantastic. I bought a copy of that and was fortunate enough to have Robert sign that. So yeah, 3. I got another copy. I bought 2 copies. They had 2, like I said. They had 2 copies there. I bought them both and gave one to my friend Mark. I said, here, you need to have this. Now, years ago, I had friends that went to a place called Euclid Records, which is a little more down south, but not really city bound. And my friend had told me that they went there with their youngest and they were doing some shopping because they got them a turntable. So they were doing a little bit of vinyl shopping with them there. And so I, yeah, you haven't listened, no Trivium yet, huh? I've never gotten into them. I don't know. Just hope they love this music as much as I did in my day. Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. Speaking of which, this is one like that. And it's a band that I think I talked about it recently. Anyway, nonetheless, my friends were there. They came back. He said, oh, they had a bunch of horse lips there. I'm like, get out of here. Like what? And he goes, oh, I didn't look. I'm like, well, okay. But I went down there immediately knowing that they had a bunch because I think that might have been, no, I don't think that was prior. No, it was after. And they had their, how, I always forget how the title goes. Happy to Meet, Sorry to Leave is the way it's what it's called. It's got a die cut album cover, and you've seen this before. The Stones did one just like this. And it was $40. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. But I was at Vintage Vinyl, and I still may go back down and get another copy because they had some for $10. But I found this one for $7. There you go. It's pretty cool. I love it. Here, let's pull this out of here and show it to you because it's really neat how it all works. So this all pulls out of here. Come on. I don't want to. Oh, no. Okay, so the album comes out of the middle, but look, it's a whole book. There's the band. Horselips. Happy to meet. Sorry to go. So there you go. All right, so this is Johnny Fain here. This is Barry Devlin. He's the lead singer and the bass player. I missed the first part here. Everything kind of, oh, come on. Why can't I get to it? Because Jim Lockhart there is the gentleman I sat down and we had a couple of pints together. So he's their keyboardist and flautist. And then here you've got Eamon Carr, and you've got Charles O'Connor. And there's the back. Sorry to part. Happy to meet. Sorry to part. So let's see. Side one is Happy to Meet and Hall of Mirrors. The Clergy's Lamentation. Oh boy. On Bratak Ban. I don't know. The Shamrock Shore. Flower Among Them All. And more. There's more Irish that I will not, more Gaelic that I will not try to read. Furniture is a great song. Ace and Deuce, Dance to Your Daddy, High Reel, Scalloway Ripoff, The Musical Priest, and Sorry to Part. So it starts with Happy to Meet, and the last song is Sorry to Part. So I was really excited to get that for $7. This is really cool. Now, the only other thing I got there that night was a book. And I love finding deals on the books because the children, they love the books. And it's The Police, The Adventures of Sting, Stewart, and Andy. Caroline and David Stafford wrote it. Every Little Thing. It's called The Police, Every Little Thing. So there you go. This one was $6.99. They had another one there that was $10, $9.99. But I was like, oh, this one's only $6.99. I'll take it. I'll take it. And we've got our parcel. Shall we take a look? I don't know what this is, and I can't read from what it's from. TNC Trading from Arizona. It's a great song called Arizona. Oh, I know what this is. This is great. This is perfect for tonight. Perfect for all the metal we've been talking about tonight. Look at that. It's all like... Look at that. It's the Headbangers Ball tour bus. Look at that. MTV, Headbangers Ball. It's a Hot Wheels. It's the tour bus. You gotta love it. Look at that. Hot Wheels pop culture. Huh. I go by pop, so it's my culture, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Do you leave it in the cart or do you take it out? Therein lies the question. Yes, that is the question. All right, guys. I think that's about it. I need to get to sleep. I gotta, hopefully this tooth thing will stop bugging me. Take some ibuprofen or something. And then, ooh, nice, 2 points. And I got rehearsing I gotta do. Got gigs coming up. I had a big rehearsal the other night. Or the other day, the other morning into the afternoon. I mean, it was a long one. That's what she said. And just wow. Wow. But it's good. You know, doing harmonies and doing all that kind of stuff just takes time. Now, I did go to the library. I'll throw these at you real quick. I did go to the library and I found this guy, John Pizzarelli. 2 of his albums, My Blue Heaven and Naturally. And they look cool. So I got them. It was $1 for both of them. And he has this really nice hollow body. So I thought, oh, I'll check that out. I don't, where does it say this is from? It's got a label on it. Supreme Record Center. Okay, now we got to find out where that is. They have $25 on this thing. Supreme Record Center. Sounds like a Supreme ripoff to me. $25. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind after I hear it, but come on. Oh, let's do it. We got to do it, right? You take it and you turn it sideways. Put it in. There you go. John Pizzarelli. Oop. I won't even do it with that because I'm going to have to change it anyway. Screw it. Not tonight. I got to get to sleep. So that was cool. Let's take a drink. All right. So remember, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have another playlist. And we'll have another parcel. And we'll have more pickups. I got to remember where I got those. It's a lot. There's a lot. And then there's a pickup that I made down there that it's going to take multiple shows to go through. Then on Thursday, my buddy Joe Kingsbury, I call him Joe Mio, is going to be here with me, and we're going to be talking about whatever he has chosen that his pop got him into. And then I'll see whatever I figured out from him. Let me see. What did you say? Blake says, what did I do with them? There they are. Do you think we can talk tomorrow? Do you think we'll talk tomorrow about my next Hammerhead? Oh, yeah, it won't happen tonight. But maybe. It depends. I got to get shows set up, do a show. There's a lot of work. And I got to rehearse. I got to do my set list. Oh, my God. I told my drummer I was doing my set list tonight. Okay. So, yeah. So that's a lot. And my friend called and and we're going to play some disc golf. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. So anyway, that's the way I mess with my life. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of the evening. Get some sleep. I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm already late. I should have been in bed already. But it's great being here with you guys. Thank you to everybody who chimed in tonight. It's awesome. Really appreciate it. And I will let you know. I'll let you know. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of the evening. Have a wonderful tomorrow. And take care of yourselves. Remember, when you walk out your door every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So take it easy.